A very good evening, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio, Patricia and David. ZMH286. I'm having to enunciate my words because I had a visit to the dentist late this afternoon. And boy, they treat you like real wimps these days, don't they? They put injection into you and paralyze the mouth before you've even said that you'll be tough and not bother. But anyway, hopefully you can understand me. We haven't got much to talk about. Well, I haven't got much to talk about anyway, because the strong winds in the tropics has got everybody sitting still. Pile of boats at Falanga, half a dozen boats at North Minerva, and I can understand why Taku is still there based on the report from Pogean that we got at the 4 o'clock mark. Overcast, drizzle, 25 knots of southeast all day. Outside, 3 metres swells. Who wants to bother with that? 1021 on the bar. So we've actually got 1031 on our bar here. We're under a high pressure system, no wind, well, 1 knot I read it as our peak from the south-southwest, and 17 degrees. Not bad for winter, is it? 17 degrees, but we really don't class winter up this part of the country until July, August, and then we really start complaining. Anyway, that's the story from there. We have Adventurer 2 a couple of hours ago, 2.5 hours ago actually, 28 degrees 33 south, 178 degrees 46 east, doing 9.6. Isn't it lovely just to be chugging along, not having to worry about sails and things? 9.6 at 013 true course. There is a 15 knots from the southeast. I can't read my writing. I've got something else here. Anyway, 1 metre seas. Not too bad down there. 30% cloud cover. So that's all pretty good. Oh, that's what I wrote 2.5 hours ago. Can't read my own writing. So that's about it from me. I haven't, because of the tooth situation, I haven't looked too much at news. But Iran has returned some missiles to Qatar because that's where an American base is. But
shut down.
It was all shut down. Everyone seems to be politely advising people when they're going to blast the shit out of everything. And people have been able to leave both in Iran and in Qatar. So that's sort of a little bit gentlemanly, isn't it? So, but they're still exchanging lots of missiles. So the military folk who've got stocks and shares and those sorts of things will be quite happy that they are being used up, probably all out of date now, so they'll be using some fresh stuff. Anyway, not much else by way of news, and I shall pass it to David to see if we've got any light at the end of the tunnel for these strong winds up where you guys are.
Well, hello there. I just did a very quick little exercise. Patricia said that the folks that want to go from Minerva to Fiji, what the weather would be like. And so what I decided to very quickly do is, if you left Wednesday, which is what, tomorrow,
Yes.
winds southeast 20 to 32,
Ooh.
and then Thursday, a third of the way there, southeast about 25 to 37, and then 2/3 of the way there, which would be Friday, the southeast 20 to 25. So it's getting better. But if you left on Thursday at Minerva, roughly easterlies, give or take on that, 20 to 30 knots, not bad. And then Friday, a third of the way there, east-southeast, 20 to 25, getting better yet. And 2/3 of the way there, which would be Saturday, I guess, a southerly, about 15 knots, and give or take on that as well. So it looks like Thursday might be a reasonable day for winds. Winds only. I'm only talking about winds. So let's look at the big picture for today. The big fat pie, the BFH, lies smack over New Zealand and strong at 1031 millibar. So let's chat about winds at various latitudes. I thought I'd do this for a change. Say you're doing the run line to Fiji, and this is all today. So if you were at 30 south, winds southeast about 15 knots. At 25 south, the winds pick up as the isobars start to compress. So you could expect easterly quadrant winds 20 to 25 knots. And at 20 south, we're looking at 20 knots east to southeast. However, expect cloud and showers as the cold front moves over Fiji. And speaking of Fiji, the Met Service hoists a gale warning for the northern Lao and strong wind warnings for the rest of the group. And for Tonga, gale warnings have been issued for the Hawaiis, Tongatapu, and the Minervas, gale warnings. And this is basically through tomorrow. So you could expect southeast winds 15 to 25 knots for all these areas, with gusts to 35 to 40 knots. 35 to 40 knots. Rough seas to 3.5 meters, plus a southerly swell up to 2.5 meters. And if you're in Tongatapu, by the way, today, barometric pressure at 1 p.m. was 1019.1, 1019.1 millibar. And over and above that, satellite imagery for all of Tonga shows plenty of rain-making cloud. Temperatures at altitude minus 53 centigrade, 5.3, minus, that's a minus. Nasty stuff. So that's a quick look at everything, and that's about all I can think of, unless anyone has any questions. I know you folks are anxious to get to Fiji, but not a good time to be in Fiji at the moment. So best to stay in Minerva, in our opinion. That's what we would do.
Well, it's not much fun in the Minerva, right?
Oh, well, you can always have fun, even if there's a chop in the bay in there. You can snorkel. It's not choppy at depth. Put on scuba gear. It's not choppy at depth with that either. So there. And here's the chief.
It's nicer here, actually, folks. A bit on the chilly side, but, well, there's no wind and not too much cloud and no precipitation today. Okay, is there anybody wanting to make contact? Please call.
Howdy, Trish. Ocean fever and real strong trade winds blowing out here in Havana Harbour. I make the jump, but it's cooking here for the next couple days. They have high wind warnings here in Vanuatu. Over.
Aha, so you left Malé and you're up in Havana Harbour. But yeah, it's a pretty good spot to be in the good strong winds, I'd have to say. I really miss our visits to Havana Harbour. Thanks for the weather there. It will make everybody that's suffering in Fiji feel, well, it's not just us. But yeah, we loved Havana. We had a little reef that we had all sorts of amazing fish at twilight to have a look at. So, all right, well, it's a good place to be, Barney. I'll just see if David's got any comments. A couple of days, yes, it looks like it's not going to be all that good. A very strong signal again tonight, so that's great. Okay, hang on a minute.
Whoops.
Long past 3 or 4 days ago when we talked. Anyway, nothing critical, but I think I'm going to hang out for a few more days.
Yeah, hiya, Barney. Yeah, I'd say so too. Tomorrow, it's not going to be quite as windy. Tomorrow, maybe gusts up to 28 to 30, as if that's not windy. But probably a little bit less than what you've got today, which is really crappy. And then Thursday, it drops 20 to 24 knots, 25 knots out of the southeast. And about the same, well, Friday, maybe 18 to 22 knots, like that. And then, boy, it's not much better on Saturday. compared to Friday. Not much better on Sunday, and probably worse on Monday. In the 1st of June, a little bit better easterlies, 20 to 25 knots. And Havana Harbor on Wednesday the 2nd, east-northeast winds, 15 to 18. That's a week from now. So gets better, but I know you've got to be on the other side of Havana, east-northeast, which we've done, and I'm sure you have too. So anyway, just hunker down and enjoy, I guess.
Thank you so much. You're awesome listening.
Yep, and just hearing from you up there makes me think of all. I used to love to snorkel all along the southern side. There were some lovely soft corals and so on to see. It was really good. Okay, is there anybody else? This is Gulf Harbour Radio. Soy Libre. Hello, Andy. Good evening, and a good signal from you tonight. Over.
Well, thank you. We're seeing like 26 knots and gusts out to 30 today and out of east southeast. 100% cloud cover and 1024 on the bar and about 21 degrees C. Over.
Oh, at least the temperature has gone up a little bit, but I guess you're not doing much outside with that 26 gusting up to 30 from the east-southeast, 1024. So, it's going to be a bit snotty. Good time for sorting out things on inside the boat, reading, etc., etc. Hang on, David wants the mic.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. Just for kicks, I'm looking at satellite imagery for exactly where you are. And the high clouds that are there, they're cold too, minus 52 C, minus 52. So the rain coming down from those is going to be very, very cold. And I wouldn't be surprised if you had thunderstorms, but I don't know if I see that much in the way of thunderstorms. But anyhow, squalls for sure, and plenty of rain out of this. So hopefully your tanks are full. Over.
I'm really surprised. I haven't seen any rain at all yet. Maybe a little drizzle here or there, but I've been counting on it coming over.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's a very interesting thing because, looking at the rain forecast, now this is not satellite imagery. It's showing that most of the rain is to the northeast of you, north or northeast of you. And looking at what it's going to do tomorrow. Now, just scattered from what I could see. All the bad weather is heading or is at Fiji at the moment, unfortunately. So maybe it's when that front went through is about all that you were going to get for a while. Did you get a fair amount of rain when that front did go through? Over.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Hey, Patricia, if you haven't seen the movie Wag the Dog, see the movie Wag the Dog. It reflects the news. Over.
Wag the dog.
Wag the dog? Is that what you said? Over.
Yes, Wag the Dog.
All right.
Look it up.
We'll put that on our list. That'll be our Saturday night movie. Thanks for that, I think.
Yeah, we always try and find a movie for the Saturday night. So, I'll do that. All right. Clear with Soy Libre. I was just looking at what I call the US or North American passage because there were so many Canadian and US boats that left. They're all in 15 knots at the moment southeast, but coming up stronger. And a couple of Spanish. It's amazing. Spanish, quite big fishing boats. So, boy, they get around all these Europeans, don't they? All right, nothing much more from us. I have written down Wag the Dog. Is there anybody else? No, what I should do when there's got good things like this is ask you, Andy, to walk me through doing my computer, keeping a record of it. I'll do that. I'll get it organised, and then one day when you've got nothing that you can do outside, I shall ask you. All right, this is Gulf Harbour Radio. We will leave you all in peace. Have a very good night. Hunkered up wherever you are in Fiji or Vanuatu. Haven't looked at Tonga lately, but I presume that
Happy.
it's crappy too. Okay. Thank you for that description. And we'll be back again tomorrow. This is Gulf Harbour Radio. We are clear.